Hello. This is what I think about the law of attraction as it pertains to the multiverse. Now, the multiverse is the universe, our world, in all parallel universes existing right here, right now. Just, I can't see it, but it's existing. Kind of like Jerry O'Connell in that TV show Sliders from 15 years ago, where he goes to the other parallel universe, and England was still part of America, and the other one where there were the Ice Age, just kind of thing. So everything you imagine, this is according to the aliens, Bashar. Everything you imagine could possibly exist, or everything that could possibly exist, actually does exist. And it's similar to the uncertainty principle, the double slit experiment, where if you're not paying attention to the electrons in the light, it's all acting, all of its probabilities are all happening all at the same time. So the electron is bouncing off of itself, even though there's only one electron, and creating the pattern as if it's a wave, as if there's an infinite number of electrons working together. So we live in a universe like that. Anything's possible. And the only thing, with the double slit experiment, as soon as you paid attention to the electron, and then it would just go in, and you would shoot with your mind and make the electron go straight through, and make the line. But so with our minds, in my reality right now, this is the one where I'm focusing on now, where I'm directing everything in my reality. So now you have to think about your soul. Like, I guess my soul is experiencing every possible reality. But I choose in this one to live the life I'm living right now. So that would be the law of attraction in this universe right now. I'm the only one in control of my universe. Kind of like if you ever have that idea that you're the only person who exists in the whole universe and everybody else is a hologram, don't even exist. Kind of like that. Only they do exist. Only since you're the one focusing on yourself, I guess you can create anything having to do with yourself. So but the idea, it's really hard to conceptualize, but there is an infinite number of parallel universes right now where anything can happen. And because I'm in all of them, and I exist in all of them, I can go to anyone that I want at any moment. I can suddenly teleport myself to another universe in this timeline, where I say I have cancer, where I suddenly don't have cancer. And there have been people who have suddenly cured themselves of cancer. And that would explain how. That'd be cool to collect, stories of specific people who have done that. But, and that's how you can quit addiction too. You suddenly teleport yourself into a parallel universe where you're not addicted to cigarettes. Or if you pray over water, out of a faucet to purify it with your hands. You teleport yourself to a universe where the water is pure. And if you can do that, then you can, since there's an infinite variation of probable universes, of possible universes, you could teleport yourself to a universe where you get along with your roommate. If you hate your roommate and they're a bad person and they're always angry with you, you can concentrate and teleport yourself into a universe where that roommate is a nice person. And you can actually do that. Because if anything can happen on the small scale, then there's no reason why it can't happen on the large scale. So if we can influence the path of an electron with our minds, then we can influence all electrons with our minds. So we can influence a whole other person or ourselves with our minds. You just believe. So maybe that's what Jesus was talking about when he said, I don't remember which passage in the Bible, but he says, if you believe strong enough, you can move mountains. So maybe that's what he's talking about. Like you could literally move mountains. You could move the mountain. You could levitate the car with your mind. Because you believe. Because you teleported yourself into a universe where you have that power. And I know that goes against Newtonian physics, but maybe, or I believe, I'm trying to believe, that this universe and all the physical laws of this universe are constructs of our souls and our minds to enable us to forget that we do have that power so that we could know what it's like to individualize yourself as much as you can. And that goes into the structure of God and what God is. When I think God is this thing that's just growing out in possibilities and all the different possibilities of everything and experimenting with everything. In order to do that, it has to shoot these little tentacles way off into space, off into never before experienced existences. And so that's what we are down here. Because we're experiencing something that's never been experienced before. And by doing that, you're solidifying and slowing everything down, like stopping time, and creating all of these physical laws, Newtonian laws. So if you look at the galaxy's frozen there, in reality it's spinning around, but we're stopped in time, so the galaxy's frozen there. In reality, the Earth is spinning all of the fluids of the insides of the Earth and making volcanoes and everything spinning around, but when we look at it, it's all frozen. The only thing we can see is what is in the world. We're in the world right now with all of the weather spinning around, which we actually create. But I guess that's kind of like describing what God is. Maybe I should do a video on what God actually is.